It's almost like it's not news that our banking system is collapsing. I wake up, it's 6 a.m. I look at my phone and I'm like, my eyes are like stuck shut. And I'm like, what's going on here? And I look at my phone and it's like the federal government seized First Republic Bank this morning and sold it to JP Morgan with $50 billion in financing from them. And I'm like, wait, what? At 4 a.m. they did this? Wow, it sounds like it's all falling apart. And then throughout the rest of the day, like no one's talking about it.
The first thing I saw was your tweet. And I was like, oh, we got to write about this right away. That was our first story out today.
And everyone was like, oh, wow, how about that? Do you guys hear Vice is going bankrupt? It's like, dude, our banking system is bankrupt.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but Vice sucks.
That's also true. I mean, look, our banking system sucks too. Our banking system also sucks.
I guess the issue is like, we know the banks are failing, but what do we do?
I feel
exactly.
I feel like everybody, that's kind of like the situation. Everyone knows, everyone's aware of how much money has been printed in the past 5 years, how much money they printed. It was, unprecedented amounts of money. We are basically ascribing to an unprecedented monetary policy. Modern monetary theory is essentially, it's a new idea. Yeah. It's not been tested. We don't know exactly how much stress the system can take. And so far, thankfully, things haven't gone terribly wrong, but there's no reason to believe that something can't happen tomorrow.
And a lot of
everything fall apart.
And a lot of the money that got spent over the past few years got spent really willy-nilly.
Yep.
Like, I know that I remember in Washington State, a bunch of the money that went out that was like extra unemployment actually went to Africa. There was like a whole scam going on. They were like, oh, we're unemployed. Don't check our IP addresses. And nobody did.
Yeah. It's just First Republic got really into NFTs. And they got all those Bored Apes. I guess
Bored Apes and the Donald Trump NFTs.
You know what they were really doing? Apparently, it's been reported. They were giving interest-only loans to ultra-wealthy individuals. They were just buying penthouses for rich people, and then like no money down.
Like BLM?
It seems like the Titanic hit the iceberg a long time ago, and the rich people have been extracting as much as they can to bail out as it's sinking to the ground.
I mean, that's
like 2,000 people left New York. 2,000 millionaires left New York.
It was like 250,000 people left Manhattan, which is also like, higher income.
Yeah, and then it was like, but there were like actually 2,000 legit millionaires.
And then where do they go? Florida, I guess.
A bunch of them went to Florida.
Yeah, New Zealand bunkers or something.
Yeah, just get the hell out.
They can get to Montana where they have the old nuclear silos.
Right.
And they're
I got to give a shout out to Jim Cramer. He's undefeated.
Completely undefeated.
He has that tweet where he's like, First Republic, good bank.
He's like, everybody move to New York. Go over there. Pack your stuff up.
He said something positive about Bitcoin the other day, and I'm like, no, Jim, no, Jim,
no.
Stop. What are you doing, Cramer?
Gosh.
Well, no, maybe that's the one thing where it's like, maybe I'll move my assets. if he's recommended, I'm getting out because I don't know what's going on here. But maybe he's created the inverse Cramer effect where they actually are good banks. But by him shouting it out, everyone panics and then pulls their money out.
He's like, I want to burn it all down.
He's just been studying the economy for years, and he sees the corruption in the system. I will be its reckoning.
Yeah,
behind the scenes, he's just calling these institutions out so people lose faith in them.
Yes,
he's actually he's burning it all down.
If he'd have made that tweet in Mandarin, Bitcoin would have crumbled because the people in China would have understood. But
what I find really funny about this story is that there's a whole bunch of stories where it's like there is no banking crisis. Experts say it's all media nonsense, and don't worry, nothing bad's happening. And from March until 3 days ago, all of the news stories were there is no banking crisis. Yep. It's all being overhyped. And then 2 days before the U.S. government seizes the second largest bank, it's the second largest collapse seized by the U.S. government. ABC runs a story saying, is the banking collapse over? And I'm like, wait. Y'all were saying there was no banking collapse in the corporate media. And then right before this collapse, you're like, is it over? Well, answer was no. But here's my concern. JP Morgan gets $50 billion in federal financing. So basically, we are, maybe not the taxpayer, but we as regular people are all footing the bill because it's just tied to the FDIC is supposed to be for us. It's supposed to be insuring our money.
Right. And instead they're using it to
finance the sale to JP Morgan. But here's my thought process. It's just me. And I understand why people in media will just say everything's fine. Because they don't want to run on the banks. So recognizing that, I'm going to be completely honest. If I had money in JP Morgan, I would have gone first thing today and pulled it all out.